YouTube. Hey, what's in the box? What's in the box? Yeah, so my pal Ian was up picking up his LTD Phoenix last night, and he brought me this box. And obviously, I thought, that's an awfully wee guitar. So he's got, there's some pedals you want to show him. So I've got a box of pedals. This time I'm going to, rather than just plugging it in and then hitting record the video, I'm going to play about with it for 10-15 minutes and see if I can make them so I know what they do before I actually do the video. So just starting, I don't know, pick one random. This was one of my first ever pedals, which Ian was saying, is that the ugliest pedal ever? And I was like, it's not the ugliest, but the acoustic one's even better because it's shiny, jobby brown. But yeah, actually Scott was talking about the bass one of these the other night, saying it's really good. My pal said that the bass one said it's shit, but yeah, so this was one of the first pedals I ever had. This was great for when I started doing recording in the house. I would use this to put the electric guitar straight into the desk, which you can't do, you know, but you can with a sort of DI box amp modeler. And to be honest, I did really like it. This is before I knew about power supplies, so assuming it takes a bit, does it? Obviously. So I had this running on batteries, and it's one of those ones that if you leave the input jack guitar plugged into it, the battery runs down. So I used it for a few days, remembering to unplug the guitar every time I was unusing it. And I forgot about it, and the battery went flat overnight, and then I bought a new battery and I put a battery in it, and then I left it plugged in again. So I just basically got rid of it because I couldn't handle I could have bought a power supply, but yeah, this is years and years ago. So have a wee look at that. So this has got like a guitar amp modeler driver. And I did find a good use for it before I realised. Actually, the reason I stopped using it was because apart from the battery thing, was I got a condenser mic, and basically I found that if I just stuck the condenser mic in front of the amp, it just sounded the way I wanted it anyway when I recorded it. So we've got like an amp, we've got a California, British or Tweed, we've got a mod being hot, high gain or clean. You can move the mic to off-axis, centre or classic, and it's got a ground lift on it, and a treble and bass driving level. So have fun with that. That one probably won't take me too much to be confusing about. It'll probably be alright. Yeah, so what else we've got? We've got an MXR, a custom badass 78 distortion. So this will be a distortion pedal with a crunch button on it. Maybe if we go with that. This one can't be that difficult to use. It's only 3 knobs. No, my pal likes the MXR. Says they're a really good price point for what you get. The only MXR pedal I've ever had was a Zakk Wylde overdrive, which I swapped for a broken amp or something like that. I used it quite a bit, but I just not enough. I should probably have kept it. Yeah, so a distortion pedal. See what that does. This might be quite interesting because I'll be using the Carlton, the solid state amp. So all pedals react completely differently to that amp than they do to a tube amp. So just a case of some of these might work, or what I've noticed before with a lot of the pedals, especially the Washburn stack in a box, it didn't really do very much. It wasn't great for the tube amps, but on that it seems to do the job what it was meant to do. So there might be an element of that in some of these as well. I might even, would that be a sensible idea? I'll see how it works. I might put my wee Laney on top of that, put an AB box in so I can try it through the 2 different amps to see if it does actually do that. I need to do an AB thing anyway to try and find out which amp it is I want to use to keep. So MXR 78 distortion. That's an expensive looking one. This one is a Pictronics Octavia Micro. So an octave pedal. I want a fuzz pedal as well. Oh, octave. So I'm thinking of it's like the lower octave one. I'd imagine it's probably a higher octave one, like an Octave Fuzz. So that might be quite interesting actually. I do have the one guitar I've got, the one pedal I do have is this whole handmade Super Fuzz thing, which doesn't really have any knobs that make any sense on it, but I think it does the octave thing. It seems to, I noticed with this one anyway, since it's the only one I really know, it seems to, the Fuzz octave seems to work really kick in when you're above the 12th fret. It's like there, it's like you're always doing something, whereas down here it doesn't seem to be doing as much. Maybe does something, but it's when you're playing up about the 12th, you suddenly get this pure woo thing going on. Yeah, so that should be fun. Cool looking. You see, there's a wee face in the middle there with the pig, where the light is. The wee pig's nose. That's pretty cool. I do like it. I did have a shot of one of these off the same chat before. Oh, is that a? No, it's just a button. I think it was a. I can't remember. It was black and it was called a. The name was something to do with pigs. Was it a snout or a? I can't remember what it was called. A wee black pedal. But I think it was cursed with having too many knobs for me to deal with. You know, like about 6 options, and it's like, yeah, too much. We've got another. I think this might have been described to me as the Green Day pedal. Another MXR, a FOD, which I think is. Oh, is this the one? He explained it to me. I think this is the one that's it's kind of like 2 Marshall amps. So you've got one side, you've got like a plexi, and then the other side you've got like a master volume amp, and you can mix between the two. That could be quite interesting to see what that does with a solid state amp anyway. You know, it's like the old, it's a great pedal platform because you've got a good clean amp. I don't really use pedals, so it should be interesting. It's got like a scoop, a mid boost, and a flat switch in the middle. Yeah, could be interesting. We've got another MXR. This one actually weighs twice as much as that one. This is an MXR custom shop, Gtod. I would argue that this looks like it's a distortion pedal. Again, I don't think I should have much problem with that. You know, I can probably handle output, gain, and tone, and a switch to turn it on to faff about with it, make it work. So I might be able to do without too much messing about, work out how this thing works. Again, I wonder why it's so heavy. I really thought circuits weighed. I mean, this one literally almost weighs what these two weigh together. They're all MXR. Interesting. Yeah. We've got a Jhs pedal. It's a distortion. Like, it kind of reminds me of your. I suppose it's how it was designed to be like your Asda Smart Price or something like that. I don't think they're cheap though, but I mean I think they're cheaper than normal Jhs pedals. Sort of volume filter, distort filter. Maybe this might be some sort of rat type pedal, and you've got like a switch for. It just says gain, so it's 2 different options of gain, I would imagine. Gain or distortion, that could be interesting. These none of these can go into my fuzz firsty, obviously, because it's not an F, so but distortion firsty maybe, or distortion Tuesday, Saturday. None of the days of the week really work out. Yeah, another fun with all these distortion pedals. See if actually how different they all are. Yeah. So a Jhs. What's this one? Oh, this is the one. A Catlin bread. It's a treble booster. A Mega Viper. 10 out of 10 for the name. I would possibly have been maybe 9 out of 10 for the design. Really, you would have thought that you could have put green LEDs in the lights in the eyes of the snake. That would have given it the 10 out of 10 for looks. So I'm just thinking it's a Rangemaster clone apparently. So Rangemaster Tony Iommi. I might dig out my P90 loaded Aria for this one and possibly the Laney and see how Tony Iommi this actually goes. I think one of the reasons that like folk of that era, like Tony Iommi and stuff, used the Rangemaster was because it was the only distortion pedal you could get pretty much. But it'd be interesting to see. I'm quite excited about this one. I'm not sure how well this will work with the solid state amp. This might be more for, like the tubey one. It's designed to drive tubes. But it could be interesting. Catlin Bread also made the Sabra Cadabra pedal, which I nearly bought until I saw the price. It was £100 or something. I quite fancied it, but not paying £100 for a pedal. I don't know. I bet this was £100, something like that. So the Naga Viper, quite like Naga's the chilies that you get in The only time I've ever really seen them is down in Cafe Chutney, in where my pal Wayne lives, down in Colville. There's you go to, there's a curry shop, a curry restaurant that it's not licensed, so you have to buy your own booze and take it in. Bucky, so we have Bucky and a Naga chili. That's the only time I've ever seen Naga chili, so maybe that's where the Naga comes from, possibly. But very good, very good. Yep, move it here. This is one which Dean didn't even know what it was. It's a Joyo British sound. Basically, it came in that case. He bought the case and it had a pedal in it. So I don't even know if he said they even plugged that in. So these Joyo ones, people do love them. So see where it goes. We've got low, mid, high. I can handle that. Level, voice, and drive. I think that's, you might find this does some interesting things. Being called British. Kinda, is this going to be somewhere similar to the Marshall Governor pedal? Because it's kind of like makes your kind of like the distortion channel on your Marshall amp, which is what I always thought it was, sort of thing. This could be a sort of similar thing to that, I think maybe. Marshall doesn't have the voice thing on it, but it does. It's got 3 EQ and an in and an out. So that could be fun. See what the British sound is. Yep. And then we've got this one, which is, you can just tell by looking at it, this is expensive, innit? That kind of reminds me of Meccano. This is a Warthog. Immediately, first thing I saw, a lot of people say they've got OCD and stuff like that, I don't, but immediately look at it and go, why is that peace symbol not in the middle of the pedal? You can see me now. I'm in the pedal. Yeah, so this is a Thorpey. It's a Thorpey Warthog. Gain, volume, tone, and caliber. Yeah, so I have virtually no idea what this is. I'm assuming it's another type of distortion pedal. Built in Wiltshire. A handwritten serial number. So this might sound really good. Not really exactly sure what it's going to sound like, but I bet you it's really good. And only one more to go. This one is it's an orange box. Two pedals in one. LGP MTB. Low. Volume, gain, tone for these ones, I would think. And a three-way switch, a two-way switch. That's got a two-way switch. So this one might be a little bit more of a faffing about with, see what it actually does. I don't know. I'd imagine it's probably a sort of distortion pedal and a sort of boost, maybe, or the other way around, or some sort of EQ thing. I don't know. LGP MTB. You'd think middle treble bass. Kind of weird. You wouldn't expect to have middle. I would put middle in the middle because it's called middle. But and then L gain for G maybe. P for presence, and L for level. Well, okay, level, gain, presence, middle treble bass. Maybe. I might this one. I might do a video basically of just plugging it in and see what it does. Try and work it out, because you can see my exact thought process of going, oh, what this does. Quite interesting. Yeah. So that was actually. I think that's just going to be my video for today. Not very long one. I'll do one of these videos. I'll start playing about these pedals today and see what I can do. So coming up over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes of these pedals at some point. But as I said, rather than just digging it out, playing it for 10 minutes, putting it away, I'm going to try each one for a while to kind of understand what it is it does before I do a video, see if I can make that a bit more interesting, because I'm not a pedal guy. I don't like pedals, but trying to force my way out of that narrowed blinkered thinking. Right now I'm using reverb. Thanks to Scott who made me use reverb, and I'm now kind of can't live without it. And I'm now solid state, so it's like no tube knob anymore. Like, whew. So who knows? Give it all a shot. Rock on. Catch y'all later.